Coach, 1-1 weekend, beat USC, and then you kind of play with nationally ranked UCLA for about 30 minutes. So after looking at the film, what did you think of the weekend?
Yeah, well, I'm proud of our kids. You know, we obviously gone through some adversity with some injuries, in particular with Presley being out 5 games ago, our second leading scorer and our point guard, floor leader. And I think that our team is really, you know, they have adjusted to new roles. We've got quite a few players playing different roles, different minutes right now, and I think they're settling in and understanding what their responsibilities are, and they're playing at a pretty high level. This weekend, you know, it's disappointing to get the split and not be able to close out at home. I thought we had a really loud crowd on Pink Out, and it was really exciting, and I think the crowd really kept us fired up right to the end of the game. But you know, there were some really good moments, I thought, both offensively and defensively, but obviously the defensive issues in the second half were costly with UCLA shooting that as high a percentage as they shot. But they're a good team, and I think we learned a lot. I think we learned a lot. At the same time, I think we walk away with a lot more confidence after playing a team that I thought played an incredible second half here.
What has been the difference the past 2 weeks? You know, the teams have kind of stepped it up on both ends of the floor. So what's been the difference? Any leadership kind of stepping up for you guys?
Well, I think the difference is that you know, for us, our defense up to the second half against UCLA has been stellar. I mean, we have really done a great job of shutting people down and making them take tough shots. We haven't given up the open 3 ball as much as what we were doing earlier. I think for the most part our rebounding has gotten better as well. So we're continuing to improve on those 2 sides of the basketball. I think the other thing is, you know, our players are in the gym a lot extra, and they're working on their individual games, and you're seeing it with Shaylee Deansall, the improvements she's showing in the post. I think Hannah Potter's coming in limited minutes, but done the same thing for us. Guard play as well. I think that Taylor Edmondson has really done some great things in the last 4 or 5 games. Leah continues to improve. You know, and then you look at the 2 point guards with Alexis and Donnie. You know, you're watching them emerge as collegiate, you know, Pac-12 players, and you know they're handling the pressure pretty well. And at the same time, I think you know they're not you know, they're not trying to do too much. They're trying to get their teammates in their offense and their defense, but at times they're also showing a little bit of their offensive weaponry. So it's a fun time right now to see all of us play a little bit better, seeing the improvement, and seeing some young kids step into some bigger roles.
We've seen Leah step up with the loss of Tia Presley to an ACL. We've seen Leah step up the past 2 weeks, and then you go down to the Arizonas, and there's people in the stands cheering for her as she's making plays. So just talk about you know Leah's growth throughout the season and where she's at now, and what she's meant to this program.
Well, I think 2 things. She is trying to step up. She knows that without Tia out there, she's trying to handle the ball a little bit more and get us running a little bit more, which Tia did an outstanding job with. And she knows that we need to find points. You know, she's not a selfish player. I'd like to see her take more shots, but at the same time, she makes the dynamic passes. I mean, she is a fun player to watch. She's one of the best kids in the country at looking for teammates and trying to thread the needle. And sometimes it's a turnover, but sometimes it's an amazing pass. And so she does a great job. I think the other thing that's helped Leah is with Danielle out there. Remember, these 2 were teammates in high school, and they won 3 state championships together in the state for Hawaii. And so they play off each other really well. There were a couple dynamic plays in the game on Sunday that even I wanted to get off my seat and applaud. But those 2 know each other. They kind of know one's going to zig, the other one's going to zag, and you're thinking, what the heck? And all of a sudden, it's a beautiful pass into a layup in both ways. So I think a lot of that has been good for them to just play more minutes together and kind of get that old high school feel.
You go on the road for the next 4 games.
Yeah.
How important, or I guess first let's talk about Oregon State. And Oregon played them in a very good couple basketball games up here a couple weeks ago. So talk about Oregon State, a little hungry for a win right now and probably hungry for some revenge. Cougs have played well in Corvallis the past couple years. So talk about this road trip.
Well, Oregon State is, you know, they're a very talented team, and they are big. They're probably the 3rd biggest team in the league to Stanford and Cal. And they use their size very well, especially on the defensive end. And at the same time, you have to respect the fact that their post players will hurt you. They'll score and rebound very, very well. And at the same time, then you've got kids on the outside that can just lights out shoot it, deep threes. So, they're going to give you a little bit of both. They're going to give you great play inside, great play outside. The key for us is how disciplined we can be in our defensive coverages, understanding the scout and knowing who we're playing for the drive, who we're playing for the long ball, obviously, and what kind of job we can do on their tremendous size in their front line. So it's a great challenge for us this weekend. We're excited. We felt like our focus defensively has been shifted since the last time we played the Oregon schools. Because of some of the things that we did not feel that we did well. And so we have this week, and now we have 2 games to prove to ourselves that we've been disciplined enough to play a much better brand of defensive basketball against both teams.